Hello and good morning. It is a chilly morning here at Spirit Forest today, but I felt it was a good time to talk a bit about my backpacking classes and how it went. I know that some of the people that have taken my class are looking forward to the video that I might post on it, and I just want to talk a little bit about it and how it was for me and a little bit about how it was for them. So stay tuned. If you're not used to my channel, I do live in this beautiful tent behind me in the summertime as many months or as many days as I can. I camp about 60 to 70 days a year, and right there is my partner in crime, Rocky. Hi, Rox. Hi, buddy. Yeah, so he's my 120-pound Rottweiler, and he hangs out with me here at Spirit Forest. And I teach wilderness classes to women. I have always wanted to teach wilderness classes or backpacking classes or whatever you want to call it. It has been a dream of mine to do it, and I'm kind of in this stage in my life where I'm like, I'm going to live my dream. I'm going to live whatever it is that I've ever had, like an idea, like I want to do this. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I've had a great time doing it too. This is my second year teaching the backpacking classes. And let's talk about it a little bit. I enjoyed my backpacking classes. This year was it seemed a little bit more complicated than some of the other years, last years. The weather wasn't very nice to us for the first class. The first class, I had a mother and daughter and two other ladies join, and it snowed overnight. So I'm going to stick in pictures here now. Might stick in some music or something like that too, because I want to show what it's like to take one of my wilderness classes so you get kind of an idea. For those of you that don't believe me, it's snowing at the end of June. I don't know if we're going to go backpacking or not. I don't know if we're going to go. The roads might be pretty bad. But this is so cool. Isn't this beautiful? Peaceful. When the ladies first get here, I have them set up their tents. And a lot of times, again, my class is for women that are brand new to the wilderness. Like if you're looking for a new hobby, you love the outdoors and you just want to know what it's like, my class is really good for that, because you're brand new. Like I had women come here that have never set up a tent before, and I was teaching them how to set up a tent, you know, and then when we go out into the wilderness, they get to set up the tent on their own. But we're there to help, and I do have my daughter with me too this year. Madison was with me, so she was helping the ladies set up their tent too. And I was given a couple pointers. For example, You know, when you have a ground cover, you want to make sure the ground cover is underneath the tent, but not outside the tent. So that way when the rain comes, it doesn't pool under your tent. And then we usually do like a little meet and greet and talk to each other a little bit about like what their purpose is, what is it that they're wanting to learn. A lot of times the answers are that they want to feel comfortable in the wilderness, feel comfortable reading a map and a compass, want to know what to do if they get lost, and what it's like just to backpack, like how to pick a trail. I teach knife safety as well, so I teach 3 moves to do while they're here that is safe in using your knife, because that is really important. When you're, I mean, we're all adults. Most of us that are taking this class are adults that are taking it. The ladies range from 40 years old to 60 years old, the majority of them that have come to the class. So, you know, they know what a knife is. They know they've handled a knife before, but a bushcraft knife is just a little bit different because you're doing different things with it. So I make sure that they know how to do it in a safe manner. Then we create little shavings off a stick, and they have to try to light those shavings with a fire rod. And that actually ends up being like the majority of the night, or the majority of the day, is them trying to light those with their fire rod. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, everyone likes playing with fire. Yeah, that's what it seems like. We also learned how to set up a tarp. I have a really easy way to set up a tarp. A lot of times when you're in the wilderness, it is nice to have a tarp. I don't always bring a tarp with me when I'm in the wilderness, but there's times where I just bring a tarp and I just sleep under the tarp. So it's nice to be able to have that gear in your backpack, and we used it in last year's class and it hailed on us and everyone was so thankful that we had a tarp. So I teach them that, and then we just kind of hang out in the tent and just kind of, you know, we talk to each other and you know, just to get to know each other too. Okay, after that we get up in the morning, we have breakfast here, and then we head on out to the trail. Now the trail from here is about, it's a ways, it's a distance. Like you're looking at like an hour or so drive from Spirit Forest. And it's a long drive. So once you get there, you're like ready to go. You're ready to get it done, you know? And so then we put on our backpacks and then we head down the trail. And then some of the first things I teach them is how to filter their water, because that's really important to be able to filter water, know the different types of filters, and also know how to purify water if that's something that you want to do as well. Sometimes I'll have an iodine tablet with a little, it's like a neutralizer tablet too that goes with it. It's like for emergencies, I'll keep it in my backpack. So I show them how to use that as well. We hike down the trail some more, and then we start talking about navigation. I have them actually looking at a topo map. This trail's really good because I feel that you can see a lot of distance around you, so you're not nestled in the trees the whole time. So you can actually see like rock formations, and you're able to pinpoint your spot on the trail. And we go through water crossings as well, which is always fun for the ladies because you really don't know your own balance when you're out there and you have a backpack on, because it is completely different than just going for a hike when you're backpacking, especially when you're brand new to it. Now me, I backpack so much, so to me I just really don't feel a big difference, but for someone that is brand new, and I understand this, someone who's brand new, to be able to balance on a log or balance on a bunch of rocks is really tough for the ladies. So it's fun, and it's a good challenge for them to go through some of these water crossings. And then we end up getting to our campsite. So this year we didn't make it all the way to the campsite in any of my classes. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and you guys are going to see some testimonials at the end of this video. I would definitely, if you don't want to watch any more of this, see those testimonials, because the ladies will talk about what their experience is the first time backpacking and what it was like for them. And it's tough. Like, you have to train for it. I give them a exercise program to follow. I don't think everyone did. But, you know, they were feeling it, you know, they were feeling it. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get out there and go backpacking. You know, our goal is to make it out there about 3.5 miles. I think that is our goal. I think we ended up making in one class 2 miles and another class maybe 1.5 miles. So it is something that you need to train for if you're thinking of taking my class next year. I am going to change it up a little bit, and I am going to offer some video exercises for you so you can follow me through, so you can understand what it is that you need to learn while you're before you come out here to go backpacking, because I really want you to be prepared for this so that you can have a good experience. So a lot of times we're hanging out at the campsite. I do have an option to get to the campsite and then we'll go for a little day hike. But sometimes, you know, sometimes the ladies just want to sit and hang and chill, and we sit and we talk to each other. And it's a lot of fun, and I like to do it where there's not a lot of pressure. Not like, I mean, like my goal was like 3.5 miles to make it to the campsite, but I could tell that they were about done, you know. So it was like, we took like a vote in the team, because we're not going to leave anyone. We took a vote and was just like, hey, are we done? Do we want to pitch up a tent here and call this our campsite? And they did, you know. So it's one of those things, is like, I want a good experience for your first time out there. And I think that they all had a good experience. I think they learned that it does take a lot of work to go backpacking out there, and I hope that they do it again. I do offer a reunion class, and that is for anyone who has taken my class before. And if you want to go backpacking with me, it's just a one-night thing, and I usually make it really cheap class. It's just, I'm there in case they have any questions, and it's a lot of fun. So I will end up doing that again next year, and again I hope the ladies join me for next year. So if you're watching this video, I hope you come. And like I said before, I'm probably starting the beginning of January. I'm going to start doing some videos on how to exercise for backpacking and how to prepare your body for that as well. In the morning, we get up and we make breakfast. It's usually pretty chilly out, so it's probably about 38 degrees to 45 degrees when we get up in the morning. Now, I'm not a morning person, and these ladies figure that out too, but you know, I usually stay in my tent until about 7, until it warms up a little bit more. Some of them woke up at like, I think it was like 6 or 5:30. I was like, girls, it's too cold. Get in your sleeping bag. I'm kidding. No, it's all good. But usually I lay in my tent until about 7 o'clock, and then I get up and make breakfast and stuff. And my daughter was there too, and she wakes up at 8. So we all hung out and had breakfast. It wasn't really, I don't want to feel in a rush. You know, I never want to feel in a rush when I'm in the wilderness. So I don't rush them either. We have plenty of time to get back to the trailhead. Well, I want to thank you for joining me on this video, and I want to thank all the women that have taken my backpacking class. I can't thank you enough. This is truly a dream come true for me, to be able to teach someone the wilderness, and I feel really blessed and very happy, and everyone was so sweet and everyone was so nice. And I hope to see you on my reunion class next year. So for next year, I will be teaching another backpacking class, and if that's something that you're interested in, stay tuned. I will be posting some updates, probably the end of fall or maybe the beginning of winter, just kind of talking about it a little bit. And then I actually post the date for the 2020 class in January of 2020. And I only have like 4 to 5 students per class, because I like to keep it small, because I feel like I can make more of an impact when it's a smaller class. So stay tuned for that, because it's going to be one of those things. It's going to be like a first come, first serve, and I'm really sorry. Last year I did have some women that wanted to take the class, but the classes were full. So if it is something that you're interested in, I will end up having a waiting list at some point where you get an email first before it goes out to the public, and it gives you a shot to try to get in. Okay. So before I go though, I want you all to see the testimonials of the ladies that have taken the class and what their take was on it. And this is the testimonials from the second class that I taught in July. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later on the next video. Bye-bye.
Yes, I would do it again, for sure. I loved learning all the skills. My favorite skill was the knife skills. So you learn how to use a knife, and you learn how to be really safe with knives, but I've discovered that you can do so many fun things with knives now. It's just, it's really fun. So yeah, definitely I would do it again.
What did I like best? I liked meeting new people. I'm kind of a homebody. I don't get out much. So it was really great meeting people from all over the country, and meeting you, although it was the second time, and meeting Madison. That's what I like best. The strenuous part of it, just the sometimes feeling like, man, I can't take another step. But making it, getting here okay. Luckily you accommodated for that, and which was great. And I think some of the others appreciated the slowing down once in a while, and the stopping and learning new things as we went along. That was awesome as well. Yeah, preparing for this is really important. So when Tammy sends out the email telling you what to do to get in shape, do it. You have to do it. I started to do it and then had a health issue happen, and that put me back on the couch for a little bit, and then the meds I was on pushed me back even further. So I kind of rushed at the last minute trying to get ready, and although I did it and I completed it, I'm not feeling great. I would like to be able to do this and feel good when I'm done, and be able to do the extra side hikes, because I think we're kind of ditching those this trip. So yeah, it would be behoove anybody that wants to do this to really get out there and do what you need to do to get in shape. If I had lost 30 pounds before this, I think I would have enjoyed it a little bit more. But it's still doable, but not necessarily pleasurable at some points. I would do it again. I would do it again, knowing what it is gives me a better idea what I need to do to prepare. I mean, I took what you had suggested for us to do, and I said, oh, that's nice. You know, I'll do some of that. But I didn't do enough of it. And now I know, and now I can actually get out and do a little bit of backpacking on my own, and hopefully drop some of this extra weight, hopefully get my medical situation resolved a little bit better. And absolutely, I would love to do it again.
What did I like best? Well, like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of hard to say just one thing specific, because I think all of it was great. The scenery, the people, being able to learn so much, especially how to use a compass and a map, and just getting out. Most challenging, I think, would be probably a little bit of the altitude and carrying the weight of the pack. I would say definitely trying to do some hiking with altitude. That would be a huge difference.
Yeah.
And then would you take the class again?
Most definitely.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Thank you.